So my name's Amea Wilbur and I'm the manager of programs at Pacific Immigrant Resources Society. Our programs are for immigrant and refugee women and their young children. There's different issues that come up for women. It's harder sometimes to access, especially if they have trauma or if there's other pieces to access regular traditional ESL programs. They're often in positions where they're the ones doing the childcare, so having a way to support them is really important. So we have women's leadership programs. We also do English as a second language, and then we do some programs for young children as well. A big part of my job is managing the staff that work with our programs. I develop new programs. I'm involved in helping write proposals, going out and speaking about the organization, and developing partnerships with different groups. I was working with people that had bipolar and schizophrenia and had really chronic mental health issues, but when I started going out and presenting to other service providers or teachers, they were like, I have this person in my class and I think they have some trauma and I don't know how to support them. So I think it just came out of hearing people's stories and seeing that there was a real gap there and that it was something that needed to be explored further. What drew me to the EdD program was I had done my master's at UBC and I liked the faculty. I had a very positive experience in my master's, and I wasn't really sure that I wanted to go on and do like a PhD because I really felt like I wanted to be connected to what's actually happening in the community. The most useful thing for me was being able to link my practice to my theory. My dissertation was on trauma and learning and how to make adult ESL classes more inclusive to people who've experienced trauma. One of my big findings is that most language teachers don't necessarily have the tools to support people who have trauma, and there's a lack of support for them in terms of working with people who have trauma in their classroom. So one of my recommendations was that teachers get more support in terms of working with people who have trauma so that they actually have some awareness around issues of trauma or other forms of marginalization. My feelings about being in the EdD program and having the opportunity to do this research have had a huge impact on me because I often worked in isolation because I worked with people that were really marginalized, and there was me and a couple other people in the program and that was it. But this has given me the opportunity to meet other people who have similar views on English as a second language education and on supporting teachers, and I think I've built a strong community because of the EdD program. There's been a lot of discussion now about trauma and learning, I think because of having a lot of refugees arriving in Canada who have experienced trauma. So I'm hopeful that this might be a time that these kind of discussions open up again and that we really think about what it means to belong in Canada and how can we really support people when they come here in meaningful ways.